That's some good coffee. You see what I didn't do there when I just sipped my coffee? I didn't choke on it like the Knicks did last night. Oh, man. The Knicks need to go listen to some Wu-Tang, man.
Yo, you best protect your neck.
And you know what they say. Death, taxes, and the Knicks choking in the postseason. And look, man, this was my childhood. I'm used to this. I'm used to this, man. I told you before, I grew up a Knicks fan. I'm from Jersey. And I still have haunting memories of Patrick Ewing missing that the layup in Game 7 of the 1995 Eastern Conference Finals against, ironically, the Pacers. Of course, the Reggie Miller choke game, and on and on and on. And it happened again last night. And you know what, Knicks? Not so much the Knicks, but I blame Knicks fans because the great Dr. James Naismith saw how Knicks fans were acting, and they saw how they were treating people, and the great Dr. James Naismith used his basketball god powers to curse the Knicks that game. And the crazy thing is, I almost turned the game off. I really did. What was it? Up 17 with 6 minutes left? I almost turned it off. And I said, hey, dummy. It was like in Back to the Future when Biff would knock on Marty McFly's head and go, hello, anybody home? And I said, have you learned nothing in these NBA playoffs, especially when it comes to this Pacers team, that leads mean nothing. A 20-point lead these days means nothing. And I did not turn the game off, and thank God I did not, because some of these pictures of these blown leads, what was it, 17 points with 6 minutes left. I think they were up 15 with less than 5 minutes left. The Knicks were up 8 with 36 seconds left. 20 points in 2.5 minutes. A 20-6 run in the last 2.5 minutes. Crazy. And Aaron Naismith, man, I don't think I've ever seen shooting like that, ever. We've seen some insane shooting. Steph or Dame or whatever, we've seen some crazy shooting. That was absolutely insane. I mean, the Pacers, they hit their, what were they? They hit their last 7th straight three-pointers. Unbelievable. The most impressive thing about I keep getting Andrew Nembhard and Aaron Naismith. I keep mixing them up. But the most impressive thing about him to me was the conditioning. I mean, to be guarding Brunson that whole game and to be hitting threes at that much of a clip down the stretch in the fourth quarter, and you still close it out in overtime. I can't even comprehend the level of conditioning that guy has. Truly incredible. And I'm really happy for Tyrese Haliburton, man. After getting voted most overrated player, some guys that might have really messed with their head, but he has proven in this postseason just how valuable and, like I said in the previous video, how underrated that he really is. I mean, the guy's a great player. And that shot in the end, man, how it hit the back of the rim and went up and then in. I mean, I play a lot of basketball, and if you hoop, man, you know how incredibly rare that happens. It happens. Like I've made shots like that before. You shoot a three and it hits the back of the rim and goes way up and then drops in. It's always fun when that happens because it's so incredibly rare. And how he got that ball like that and dribbled out and hit that shot, I know his toe was on the line, but man, it's like the Martin Scorsese meme. It's the cinema meme. I mean, that game was really, really like that. Yeah, unless you were a Knicks fan, then it was hell on earth. And just a fascinating game. I mean, that the second quarter of the Knicks bench really kind of stepping up. Campaign minutes. Brunson didn't come in until, I think, 5 minutes in the second quarter. And then when he got into foul trouble in the, was that the fourth quarter or the third quarter? I think the fourth quarter. 14-0 run or a 17-0 run, something like that, without Jalen Brunson. Really, really fascinating game. But let me tell you right now, man, if the Knicks want to win this series, you can't be trying to run around the whole game having these 120, 130-point games against this Pacers team, man, because, pun intended, they play with a pace that I don't see the Knicks being able to stay up with. Like, the Knicks don't like to run like that, like how the Pacers run. The Pacers just have that depth, and like I said, going into the series, man, they just have a lot of guys that can give you problems on any given night. I mean, this TJ McConnell, I mean, that guy comes in and just plays for 15 minutes and just cooks everyone. It's incredible watching that guy play. And playing that Pacers team, man, it's like death by 1,000 paper cuts, or whatever the expression is, death by 1,000,000 paper cuts. Whereas the Knicks, they have to be the bullies, bruisers, more physical, and knock them out. And they did knock them out, but then the Pacers got back up and knock them out. Once you knock that Pacers team out, man, you get them down on their back, you got to put a foot on their neck and keep them down there. And don't rest upon your laurels, because that team is relentless. They have a lot of guys that can kill you, and they're going to keep coming, and they are playing with an unbelievable confidence. And shout out to the Pacers too, man, for closing out that game in overtime the way they did. Really, really impressive. They didn't have their first lead until overtime since the second quarter. They were losing from like halfway through the second quarter all the way into overtime, and they still managed to pull off that win. Really impressive. And hey, Knick fans, I know you're complaining about the goaltend. I think Miles Turner had a goaltend or something like that the refs missed. Well, Obi Toppin was also clearly fouled on that really awesome dunk he had, and that was, arguably an and one. So how about you don't blow a 17-point lead in the fourth quarter? All right, Knicks fans, stop complaining. Toughen up. Come on. It's fun to break the Knicks' balls. I mean, they talk a whole lot of smack, and they act like a bunch of animals all the time. And it's fun to make fun of them when things don't go their way. But all kidding aside, this is going to be probably a very, very fun series. So buckle up, and shout out to the great Thomas Bryant, Heat legend Thomas Bryant, out here hooping in the postseason, getting clocked in the face by Karl Anthony Towns. So shout out to him, and that's it.